Welcome to the Horse Talk Show. I am Gigi Rosado standing in for Louisa Barton. Hi, Louisa. And I'm sitting here with Rowan Willis, a top equestrian show jumper, here at his beautiful farm, Caliburn. Hi, Rowan.
Hi, Gigi.
So, I have a few questions for you. The main one that's burning me right now is the Olympics. We have the Olympics starting July 24th, from what I understand, but it's kind of up in the air. We're not quite sure if it's going on. But if it does, what do you hope to get out of the Olympics besides gold medals, of course? So what goals did you have to go through there and experiences that you hope to have?
Well, yes, we were all set for them last year, obviously, until the world went crazy.
Yeah.
So now, yeah, it's just been hard planning everything. I had my horse kind of in peak condition we compete in the first week of August, so it'll be the first week in August again this year. So yeah, we've had to, change our plans and make different show schedule with aiming of, as I said, being in the best form in August. So at the moment, it's still going ahead. So we're really looking forward to it.
So that is a big if to have floating around your head, because this is huge. We all been hoping for the Olympics. As you said, it's been canceled last year due to the world pretty much going on fire. And so if and let's cross our fingers, knock on wood, that the Olympics doesn't happen, what are your plans for afterwards? Do you have like a backup plan, or anything like that? Anywhere you want to go if you can't go to Tokyo?
Probably a little island in the Bahamas.
a little R&R, since you had to practice all that time and didn't get to go to Tokyo. So yeah, I get it. Bahamas sounds fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully I'm actually got a Zoom meeting today with high performance from the Australian squad. So just making plans. As far as we're aware, everything is going on. It's going to be run a little bit differently. Unfortunately, probably no crowds, which will be very sad. Not quite the atmosphere that you expect when you get to go to the Olympics. But still, as long as we get to compete is the main thing, and all our supporters from all around the world will still be able to watch on the television.
I know I'll definitely be watching. I've been looking forward to Olympics. Those are my sports. A lot of people like football, baseball. Olympics are my sports. So that's why I look forward to it every 2 years? 2 years. 4 years, exactly. 2 years, I'm thinking the Winter Olympics, and then 2 years Summer Olympics.
We're not so good in the Winter Olympics.
Well, hey, you never know. It might be do some horse sledding.
Yeah.
There you go. That'd be a really fun sport. So tell us about your horses that you are preparing for the Olympics here, and give us their names. What top level they're on, or what do you hope to do with them?
Yeah, I'm lucky enough to have a few really good horses at the moment. My top horse, Blue Movie, or Carrots as she's known, she's owned by my family, my mum and dad, and my sister Renee, and then a couple of friends from Australia, Michael and Wendy Jackson and Warren Coventry. So we've had her since she was a 5-year-old. So it's been a really good journey together. And she's done well. She did well for me at the World Games, which were in North Carolina, 2018, and she's won a couple of Grand Prix here in Ocala, and she was actually second yesterday.
Oh, fantastic!
So yeah, she enjoys it here, and she's kind of saving her best till August, hopefully.
I hope so too. Now, I did watch a couple of videos that Louisa was able to get at HITS, and I saw your run. So tell us about your runs that you did at HITS 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yes, 2 weeks ago I had a couple of different horses there. They were a little bit younger, hasn't quite got the experience as Carrots has at the Grand Prix level, but yeah, they did well, and certainly aiming for the future with them.
Oh, fantastic. So now that we have, everybody knows HITS is, a big thing, literally HITS in Ocala. Yep. Now that we have WEC, the World Equestrian Center, now what is your opinion on the changes that is either has come or is coming with WEC, and now it's open to the public, but although some arenas don't have any spectators quite yet. But what is your opinion on the changes that is going to happen here once we're back to normal? Hopefully soon.
Yeah, it's great for competitors, to have the choice of shows, and it's more competitions for us, and more prize money and everything else it brings. So it's really great. It's really great for us, and it's great for the community. I think Akala is really coming alive. So we're very fortunate to have a couple of great facilities within 10 minutes of each other.
I know. I mean, literally, you could just drive down the road and you're right there. I mean, I was very excited to hear about WEC coming, and I was just like, yes. At that time, I was a student over at CF, and one of my goals was to want to work at WEC, and I was like, yes, I want to work there. But instead, I ended up landing this fantastic job with Louisa, and I'm like, WEC, I'll get to be there, interviewing people instead of working for WEC. So it's a fantastic place. I've been there a couple of times, and I'm still in awe to see the barns, the arenas, the facilities and all that kind of stuff. It's amazing. The jumbotrons. It's really big. So now tell us about your farm. Now, I like the way you have the name instead of because normally I would read it as caliber, like a caliber, but you have Caliburn. Now, is there a reason you had a little play on words with that?
It's actually owned by Gail Dady, so I'm lucky enough to to rent here for the winter, and very fortunate. It's a beautiful farm, and great for the horses, beautiful paddocks and lovely barns. So it's a good place to be for the winter.
Now, speaking of which, you're an Australian,
yes.
But you told me that your permanent residence is actually in the UK, but you winter here. So now, what actually brought you to, of all places, Florida? Maybe not, other areas. So, what was basically the jump off point for you to what, I'm going to go to Ocala, Florida instead, or thank you for coming to Ocala, not Wellington. We love you, Wellington people, but I'm an Ocala girl, so I got to back up Ocala. So what made you come over here and winter here and do your shows and stuff like that?
Yeah, just the competitions. Obviously, the weather is slightly better than the weather in the winter in England. And these, the prize money in these competitions, Hits puts on the $1 Million Grand Prix, which is incredible to have, and hopefully we can get a piece of that at the end of the month. So it's just great competition, and it's really good for the horses, and great preparation for for the rest of the year. Get them in form, and then hopefully we're set for hopefully we've done enough to be selected for the Australian team, and then we can concentrate on Tokyo.
Fantastic. Now, do you have any mentors, while you started riding or anything like that helped you get you where you are right now?
Yeah, when obviously as a young boy in Australia, we lived in the country, but there was a few show jumpers there. Gail Powell certainly helped me out a lot when I was younger, and I've had some really good horses off her that started me off. Johnny Fay was one of the best Australian show jumpers ever been. So he used to come and compete at our local shows. He was actually 4th at Tokyo Olympics in 1956. So, hopefully we can maybe go one better than him, or a couple better than him. It's that they certainly were idols looking up and really wanted to achieve what they had.
Great. I'm glad to hear that. Well, it seems like our time is up, and I want to thank you again so much for taking your time to come out here and sit with me and talk about your goals and your horses and all that stuff. I hope the Olympics go well. I hope they go, and I wish you the best, and I'll be watching. This is Gigi Rosado for the Horse Talk Show.